Hey, so we're here today with Julian Wood, Developer Advocate, at the Serverless Espresso stand, which is very relevant after Werner's keynote this morning. So, Julian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Awesome.
You're having a quiet reInvent, not much going on.
Oh, it's been, of course, of course.
Yeah. Sounds like all of us. Not at all.
So, if you don't mind, if you could explain, what the stand is, the technology behind it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, interestingly, I don't know if anybody has seen Werner's keynote from this morning, but literally the first 45 minutes to an hour was all about event-driven architectures. And he had a really cool sort of intro about the synchronicity of ordering something in a restaurant or wherever he was, and sort of making the fries one at a time, and how annoying that was.
Yeah.
So that whole story of creating loosely coupled asynchronous systems is super powerful, and the cloud obviously makes that super easy. Now, event-driven architectures aren't new. People sort of realized the power of it sort of 20-ish years ago, even more, but serverless makes that just much easier. So Werner went to talk on two services we do have for that. One is step functions, which is sort of choreography, doing workflows in the cloud, and one is sort of orchestration using Event Bridge, which is moving events within your microservice and between different microservices. So Serverlesspresso is literally a whole incarnation of showing how those two can work together, because it's not an either or. And so the workflows over here is people scan a QR code, and they does some authentication via an API, which is a bit synchronous, and does all that kind of thing, and then they basically choose their coffee order, and then the whole back-end ordering system runs through step functions and Event Bridge to send the order through the various components.
Sure.
And part of step functions can wait for a human interaction, so the baristas actually have a tablet there, and they can say, is the coffee ready, is it cancelled, any other kind of things, and they can just do that. So this sort of shows how you can use a web application with event-driven architectures. And what's interesting is, even though the web application is often thought of as synchronous, there's a lot of asynchronicity that's happening in the background. Sure. And funny enough, a separate thing is people who are building web applications, often the front-end developers are used to building things in events. Yeah. So it's this weird kind of thing that front-end people, and even people using Node with an event loop and all that kind of thing, they're learning all about events, and this is just showing how we can do it pretty much at cloud scale, and you get a free coffee at the end of it, which is actually probably the most important.
So not everybody can make it to these kinds of events, so is this available as a workshop online?
So, number of things, it is available as a workshop, so you can literally build this all by yourself. Okay. And Step Functions has a really good component called the Workflow Studio, which is a visual canvas where you can build step function state machines. And I'm not going to get into too much trouble saying this as well, but some people do say that maybe we don't do the best with visual things with AWS in the console. Well, the Step Functions team have really hit it out the park, and it's a really good way to build it.
I would agree with that.
Cool. Glad you do. So it's not me just saying that.
Yes, thanks very much for your time.
Okay. I was just going to say that there's the workshop, and also the code is all open source.
Yep.
So you can do the workshop, and I was hearing today that somebody came to reInvent last year, saw all Serverlesspresso, and they've built a whole event-driven app using the code from this to build their own kind of things. So
that's awesome.
All open sourcing and see how it works.
Thanks very much for your time.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.